Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I don't think any of those got on stream this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Good, because mine was extra obscene.
Try again next week. Welcome to another episode of Delve Requisite here on Proficiency Bonus. Thank you for joining us this Tuesday, as always, for this week, Pirates. One half of our two-part campaign that takes place here on Probo every Tuesday night. Before we jump into the episode tonight, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. You can get a link to either of those fine folks' website by typing either !Little Dragon or !CCG in chat at any point during the stream, and check them out. Little Dragon Corp, of course, is a Canadian-based gaming polyhedral dice company. You can get such fine products as let's see, which Probo or which. Here I have a. This is a Little Dragon D10 that I happen to have next to me right now. Everybody's got their Probo dice with them. Guaranteed to roll more nat 20s than other dice. That can't be true. They don't endorse that. They have no control over what I say. Please don't.
It's the internet. We can claim whatever we want.
That's right. I can say whatever I want. Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle, of course, is a brick and mortar gaming and card store. They are located in Evans, Georgia. If you are not located in Evans, Georgia, fear not. They have a robust online website that you can order things from, and they will send them to your house. So thank you.
They're also having a huge Black Friday sale, so
Black
pretty much
Friday
everything in the store is discounted at least 20 to 30%. So
very good. Be sure to check them out. I'll be sure. Maybe I'll buy more Pokemon cards from them. I just had to put my Pokemon cards were all over the dining room table in our house, and I just had to put them all away because it's Thanksgiving and people need to eat on that table. So it has to be used for something besides looking at 20-some-odd-year-old Pokemon cards.
Do they need to sit there and
Well,
eat? I don't know.
That's true. They can sit on the floor outside.
Exactly.
That holographic Charizard has to have a place of honor in my house. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into tonight's episode. We left off last week with the members of the Grimm's Folly crew in the southern portion of the Iolaquis archipelago, in the atoll surrounding the titular Mount Iolaquis, the dormant volcano for which the chain of islands that our story has been taking place in thus far is named. They arrived there to find a breakaway portion of the Ignean Armada led by a mysterious group of individuals on a quest for something apparently buried deep beneath Mount Iolaquis. After a series of adventures involving befriending some of the locals, making their way through a trap-filled puzzle tunnel, and descending into the very depths of the dormant volcano, they found that what the Ignean Empire was after was, in fact, an eons-old dragon. A red dragon living dormant, kept hibernating for millennia beneath the volcano by wards being powered by bound earth elementals. The Igneans released the dragon and located some sort of a crystalline object within its hoard that was then used to bind and subdue the dragon before making an escape, leaving the party to find their own way to safety. That group of Igneans, led by none other than an old acquaintance of Rowan's, who I'm actually not sure if we have said his name in game yet, so I'm not going to, as you guys don't know what his name is. But an old acquaintance of Rowan from a time before she was kind of a pirate traveling the seven seas. We left last session with you guys escaping a collapsing, erupting volcano and finding your way into an underground chamber in the magma-formed tunnels and caverns beneath the island, where you found your way into a chamber filled with sahuagin, who are in the middle of completing a ritual that was powering some kind of reliquary, where you encountered two members of your crew who you had sent off before this adventure began. The orc Gugnak, who is essentially bound to Nimue until he redeems his rochlar, his eternal soul's honor, and Kyr, the sahuagin priestess, whose tribe you killed everyone else of, and who you have sort of a weird adoptive daughter slash mutual revenge pact type of agreement with. You sent the two of them off to attempt to subdue the tribe of sahuagin that are in this vicinity, who were harassing the Arakakra and the goblin tribes here. And so we will rejoin our session, not where we left off, actually, but about an hour before that. To set the scene, we are beneath the cerulean waves of the Iolocus atoll. The placid ocean floor, a bed of smooth white sand, occasionally pockmarked with small budding bits of coral, seagrass, the occasional fish, and the surrounding landscape is framed by the rocky outcroppings of pieces of cliffside and various above sea level structures of this atoll. The serene smoothness of the sand is interrupted by a heavy footfall as we see a pair of muscular green-gray orcish legs descending out of the bottom of an overturned barrel, weighted down by several rocks, plodding along the seabed between two land masses. That barrel is being guided by a small piece of rope attached to it, being held in the hand of Kyr Gugnak, who is sort of swim walking along, guiding this barrel across this sea floor. We see the two of them plodding along, Kyr Gugnak, her head on a continuous swivel, looking at the sort of rock formations along the sea floor as they go. The barrel looking at nothing, but merely being guided along its path. We see that Kyr Gugnak occasionally stops to inspect a rock formation that at first glance would look to be just a normal part of the aquatic topography, but on closer inspection seem intentional, seem to be have been crudely shaped or laid in a specific arrangement. She inspects these and seems to look out ahead as if using them like way markers, guiding their path. For about 30 minutes, they trudge along the seabed deeper and deeper in to the interior of the atoll, in towards the central island, Mount Iolocus, the mountain of Urolota, as the locals call it. And eventually we see Kyr brings the barrel-laden Gugnak into a cavern opening beneath the waves. The two of them plod for a little ways through this aquatic tunnel in the rock wall of the volcano, before eventually the ground sort of starts to rise, eventually levels off, and they emerge into a non-flooded portion of tunnel. As they come out, Gugnak lifts and drops the barrel off and looks around. We see that he kind of turns and looks at the young sahuagin priestess, and he says in his native Orcish tongue, the only language he speaks, No hungla icon moktala. And she looks at him, and in her native tongue, the only language that she speaks, she says, to which he goes like this and goes, Dunga. She goes, After a few minutes back and forth of this, Kyr Gugnak makes a sound and a gesture that needs no language to be translated. She goes, and she reaches down and scoops a handful of loamy, silty clay off of the cavern floor. She spends a few minutes shaping it in between her webbed fingers, eventually forming these two small, square, like little tiered things about the size of like a Hershey Kiss. She hands one to Gugnak. She takes the other one herself, and she makes a gesture to what he holds in his hand. She holds up hers, and she goes like this. And then she pops hers into her mouth. And after kind of a confused moment, he looks at this lump of clay, and he pops it into his mouth and begins to, like, chew on it. And she says, understand me, brute. And with a surge of magic, we, the viewer, this is the moment where everything translates from the native tongues it's being spoken into English that we can all understand. Gugnak goes, you speak Orcish. Why all of this? He says, no, fool. I have done a working upon you and myself that we might understand each other. You have done magic upon me. Ah, enough. We have little enough time for your backwards superstitions about magic. The one who holds your leash and my prey have given us a task. This spell has a time limit, and I wish not to use more of my limited resources doing it again. Gugnak kind of like, fine, sea witch. Speak quickly of your plan. I will obey, because Nimue has commanded of me. But know that I do not care for magics being worked upon my person. Kyr goes, you'll get over it. She says, the spell that I have woven upon you and myself allows us to understand what is spoken around us. I can understand you and you me. Should we encounter other sahuagin, you will understand them, but they will not understand your disgusting orcish tongue. He says, fine. I have no desire to speak with more of your fish sorcerers anyway. Listen. These tunnels are marked as the homes of the sahuagin that hunt these waters. We will find them, and we will dominate them to my will. The landwalkers have instructed that we force them not to plague the other prey tribes that exist in this region. I have no concern for this, but bending them to my will serve my own purposes and complete their task just as easily. And what do you plan to do when you find them? Why do you think they will submit to your rule? You are, so far as I can tell, a not fully developed specimen of your kind. My age is of no concern to you, Orc. I am a high priestess of Sekhala. This alone will command respect. And she pulls out the severed head that she cut off of one of the sahuagin that you guys killed. This is the head of their blade master, the most martially proficient among their tribe and the sworn protector of their priestess. Bearing this, we will claim to have defeated their raiders and killed their blade master, finding them, she wiggles the head, lacking. You will play the part of my servant, and I will challenge their priestess. Take control of their tribe. The sahuagin respect strength among other less direct qualities, but brute force will be enough, something even you should be able to comprehend. And if they do not respect your claim of being an almighty fish witch and waving about a severed head, then we will kill them until the remaining ones submit. Simple. Fine. Let us be about it then. And the two of them set off down this narrow, winding, rocky corridor. And we cut away from Kyr Gugnak and Gugnak. And we go elsewhere to another portion of this underground cavern, where a large, hulking, four-armed sahuagin stands in front of a group of other of his kind. This large four-armed sahuagin, though he is formidable in size, appears grievously injured. Enough time having passed that he's healed somewhat, but two of his arms on the right side hang limply and uselessly at his side, and he bears these deep crush impact marks on one side of his body. But he says to the others that are gathered around him, he says, "Strangle kelp encroaches upon the tunnel leading to the best feeding grounds in the area. Times enough have been hard since the demon came. We have not the resources to go around. The kelp must be cleared. This will be done. You. You are our most competent coral smashers. I remembered what it was called, who said I didn't. As our most competent coral smashers, you will go, deal with the kelp, clear the way, and return. This is my commandment. I am Uthui of the Blood Scale, and until such a time as our tribe can be restored, I still lead, and you will obey." The five of you are these sahuagin coral smashers. I'm going to send you two things in Discord.
Shit.
I'm going to send you the stat block. Actually, I sent in the wrong character. It's the wrong channel. I'm going to send you the stat block that you will need for your characters. If you do not have access to that because of D&D Beyond nonsense, I can send you a screenshot of it as well. You guys will be playing sahuagin coral smashers.
It does want me to buy it, but
Don't worry about
I
that.
feel like there's probably a way to do it through our campaign.
Probably, but
I'm
this
gonna
is easier.
screenshot it.
Yeah, there's the screenshot. The second thing I'm gonna give you guys is a. Hang on. Fair warning, the remainder of tonight's episode, in terms of what everybody's characters are called, is going to be absolute bedlam. That is a sahuagin name generator. You may generate the names of your sahuagin characters from that.
What was the name of the four-armed guy one more time?
He named himself Uthui, which for spelling purposes is UTH apostrophe UI. Uthui.
Uthui. Okay.
And he is of the he described all of you guys as of the Blood Scale tribe. I will leave other personality traits and character traits up to you guys of your particular sahuagin, but you are all playing semi-aquatic fish folk who are members of the Blood Scale tribe, and you have been sent out on a mission. Sure, Nigel Dewsbury, the
best I got on short notice.
And I'll make a game day call here that if you guys so choose, we can take the narrative translating aspect one step further and just use normal people voices. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I have to do Kyr Gugnak and Gugnak for the remainder of the 3 hours, I will be deceased by about 8:45.
I'm gonna have a voice, whether or not it's aligned with Kyr. This
Yeah, I don't do voices.
Does everybody have a sahuagin name picked out?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the 5 of you, as pointed out by the Baron, that is the sort of the title of your the leader in lieu of a priestess of Sekola. The Baron is like the ranking individual here. So in lieu of there being a priestess present, the Baron has commanded the 5 of you to travel to the eastern cavern tunnels that lead from here to the feeding grounds and clear out an infestation of strangle kelp, which you guys would know is essentially like a seaweed that is particularly like troublesome because it will like it's sort of like a carnivorous plant form. It like grabs things and like reels them in, tangles them up, and wraps them up, and then like digests them. It is blocking this path. I think you have to use that second one as your name, Russell.
I was gonna say, do I want to commit to this?
Anyway, so this commandment has been given out, and he like points to you. He says, "Go."
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
This is every week between session. I have the thought at some point where I go, man, I really want to have the conversation with them again, where I want to like ask them to not use Discord chat and just like hold their conversations on camera. And then stuff like this happens, and I'm like, God, I wish I had said that to them.
I was more like, it was the question of, do I want to commit to that? Do we go with this for stream?
I salute our four-armed Duke, and I say, "You got it, dude." I'm Butter, and I do what you say. Let's go, people.
Ah, yes, the traditional sahuagin greeting. You got
Let's
it, dude.
Let's go, lesbian.
And I will follow you. Pine Malier.
Oh, in my mind, it was Peony Malay.
Just Peony.
Peony Malay.
I am Pine Malay. It is I. Great Sergeant Warrior.
So good.
Pine Malay.
One mom whore.
I'm one quarter Ignian. There's an accent on the Malay.
Oi, ma'am.
Boy, mom. Boy, mom whore.
Mom,
Boy, mom.
we swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Pinot Grigio? No. Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So the 5 of you set off from the communal chamber, and you head in the direction, the well-traveled tunnels of your tribe's subaquatic network of domain, and you head for the tunnel that leads to the eastern feeding grounds that you have been told is overwhelmed by strangle kelp. As you guys approach, you begin to move through a series of tunnels that you have to swim through, portions that you come up and you emerge and you walk through. You descend back into the water, and you make your way in that direction over the course of the next 5-10 minutes or so. As you emerge into the tunnel that you know leads about a quarter mile towards where the eastern feeding grounds are, you begin to see the signs of an overgrowth in the tunnel. It starts out as just small tufts of like seagrass and kelp and seaweed that comes kind of hand in hand with the particular type of aquatic plant life that you know as strangle kelp. And as you move further in, you come to a portion of the tunnel that is densely overgrown on all sides of this like vaguely roundish tunnel, with all of this like gently sort of drifting seagrass and greenery. The thing about strangle kelp is that it is extremely difficult to discern from normal seagrass and seaweed. So you get to this point and it is slow going from here to kind of figure out where is the stuff that you're looking for in particular. I will turn it over to you at this point.
Mada, what do you make of this?
I can't. Why did I do this to myself? I can't. Okay. I'm Butter. It's hard to say. The strangle kelp could be ahead, but oh god!
I have to cycle through them.
And all of a sudden a rave happens.
I'm gonna leave you guys for just a second and let you riff. But I will,
Wait, is there a shark within 120 feet of us? Fuck. I don't know.
I'm going to be 100%. I don't exactly remember what we're doing. I was too busy looking at dumb names. Something about killer kelp.
Moi mama. Moi mama. Moimon.
Wait, Moimon?
Did you bring that fish that tell us where all the strangle kelp is, or did somebody eat it? Somebody ate it, huh? I don't know.
Oh, that's what that fish did!
Yeah,
We
Penny
were,
ate it.
we were supposed to bring a fish.
Super ate it!
He super ate it. That was like 30 minutes ago.
That's okay, you needed a snack. Brittany, does your fish have a name?
Can't. So stupid.
Hey, just put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. We'll say it for you.
Yeah. You guys are gonna have to pronounce this for me.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I'm
Hulamaloo.
Sharik. I'm Sharik.
Yeah, Poomaloo!
Poomaloo, Sharik.
Sharik Mafi.
You sound very Italian!
Oh my god.
It's me, Sharik Mafi.
Sharik.
That's a new ringtone.
So, did you guys see those two sharks that came by the other day? One of them had like a lot of scars. It was really cool.
Well, did you give them the scars, or did
No.
someone else give them the scars?
They just had them. They just swam through. One of them like didn't have any fins, so it just kind of wiggled. It was trying its best.
How could someone do such a thing to such a beautiful creature?
You sure it wasn't one shark and one eel?
No, it was definitely a shark. I have an eye for these things.
Weird.
Can I like poke my warhammer? Can I just like stick it into the kelp and just wiggle it?
Sure.
Just, see what happens.
Make an
Kids are calling it
investigation
these
check.
days.
Investigation. Four.
Coral Smasher would be a good band.
Is
name.
4?
That's
you
our
said?
Sahuagin
Yeah.
band name.
A 4 total.
Okay.
They're the Coral Smashers.
You take your hammer and you like put it into the kelp and then just like
Mm.
to see what you see. And you are met with the surprise as what happens. You're not totally surprised, as you know you were kind of looking for something that was going to grab hold. What you
Yeah.
are surprised about is that it is not a strand of strangled kelp that grabs hold, but a long, like gray and tan tentacle, matching like the same color as the rock wall, like lashes out of the dense seagrass and like whips in your direction. I need the 5 of you to roll initiative.
Oh no, I immediately fucked up. Initiative is like just plus dex, right?
Yep.
Yeah, plus one.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Sharik rolled a 16.
You roll. Sure.
Yeah. Well, it's because you have any negative modifiers
Yeah.
as a fish
So the plus
person.
1?
It's a plus 1.
Okay, 16.
Yeah, honestly, this character sheet is the opposite of
Like
mine.
this.
Yes.
All right, so P. Malay gets a 17, right?
Yep.
Sharik gets what?
16.
16.
16.
And then Moimon Halor got also a 16.
Yep.
What did Pooh Maloo get? Because I bet it's better than what I got.
12.
But I got a 2 because I rolled in that one.
Uh, 16. Sorry, I'm having to. The amount of writing involved in this initiative is significant, as I have to write your names so I know who the hell is who, and then write the phonetic spelling of your deeply upsetting garbage that you've come up with. This.
You've done this to yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so I have
And
Russell.
I immediately am going to
P.
need
Malay on
character
17.
art for this group.
I have
too.
Sharik and Moimam on 16. What do I have next?
Puamaloo is
Puamaloo.
Brittany.
Me.
On what?
12.
12.
12.
And then I'm Butta, and I got a 2.
And 2 is...
How are you pronouncing your last name?
Butta make.
Okay, just make. I didn't know if you were gonna do some
It's probably like
Maki or
Make
Mach,
something.
you know, like a little like.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's up to artistic interpretation.
So with a
It's fluid.
surprise round,
Yeah.
a giant rocktopus lashes out a tentacle at Butta and is going to get a 22 to hit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dealing 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
The rocktopus is up first in the initiative as we enter into the next round, as you guys all are surprised. It does not attack again. Everybody can make me a perception check. We need to change the music.
We have a +5 to that one.
10.
13.
22.
Damn.
18.
I just need to not play my own character.
What's the bonus?
+5. Yeah, it's on the sheet's in the chat if you need it.
Okay. Anybody over
16.
a 10. You see, as it lashes out in surprise, as the hammer is stuck into the kelp, it sort of slams into one of your compatriots, and Butta, you are grappled by this thing. It lashes out and it grabs onto you. The suckers sticking onto you. The rest of you see with its next turn on the next round of initiative, as the surprise round finishes, instead of it continuing to attack, it actually you guys see it is trying to pull sort of against your companion who is wrapped with this tentacle, but is also, you see several other tentacles kind of scrabbling against the rock wall, slap, and trying to pull, and you realize that this rocktopus is tangled. There are these thick greenish slimy strands of this seagrass are wrapped around several of its tentacles and around its body in several places, and are squeezing in on it. That is its turn, which brings us, Russell, to you, to Peony Malay.
I'm on a multi-attack, I guess.
What are you attacking?
The rocktopus.
You rocktopus? Okay.
First one is it's over. Oh, it's +5. 23.
23 hits. Roll damage.
Which is 1d8. 10 points of damage for the first attack.
All right.
See if I can hit twice. Nope. A 7.
7 does not hit. So you slam your hammer into the tentacle that is holding onto your compatriot. It does not loosen its grip, but you definitely feel the sort of recoil through the tentacle as it feels the impact. You go to swing again, but your arm on the downswing gets kind of wrapped up in some of the seagrass that's around you guys here, and kind of you can't really pull down on a decent swing.
I do that, and then I shout, "Back, betentacled beast!"
Sharik, that brings us to you.
Wait, Peony, wait!
Never tell the Beanie to wait.
Since when do you start referring to yourself as the Beanie?
It's a cool thing I'm trying out.
It doesn't work.
Did the bird folk teach you that? You're so pretentious.
would Sharik know from experiences in the past of these rocktopus? Would they be more prone to run away from a group of sahuagins such as ourselves, or would they be trying to eat us five, or would they feel like they were outnumbered and just not even come near us?
The sahuagin mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to frame a lot of these questions through the sahuagin mindset.
Sure.
Rocktopus, pretty good eating. You know that they are a formidable creature. They're very big. They're strong. They're dangerous. They are not a creature that should be faced alone. They are creatures that the sahuagin hunt using pack tactics to overwhelm and take them down.
Okay. I wouldn't feel that it'd be unfair for us to be challenging this beast while it was trapped.
No. Sahuagin mindset?
Okay.
Oh, good.
We also think.
Oh, good. It's easier for us to kill and eat.
Oh, great.
Do we also think that, it's hunting us, or we just happen to show up where it lives?
No, it seems pretty evident that, you happened upon this creature got caught in this growth of this strangle kelp that you were coming to deal with. So it's just by happenstance that it happens to be stuck here.
What was that?
It's trapped. This is perfect time to just have a bite. And I'm going to take my claws and I'm just going to drive them into the tentacle that's holding on to Butter. And then I'm going to use the second attack to bite into the tentacle that's sticking out, if I can.
To hit.
That's a 21 for the claws.
Ooh, that hits.
And I'll just go ahead and roll for the bite. That's a 19 for the bite.
That also hits. Go ahead and roll damage for both those attacks.
Gosh, sorry guys. Oh yeah, I got the bite first.
We'll eat some of it now and save the rest for a nice soup.
The bite does 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And the claws are only going to do 4 points of slashing.
Okay. Still, you clamp down and rake at this tentacle with your claws and your sharp teeth. That will bring us to Moi Mam.
My mom. I would also like to bite.
Okay.
I'm gonna bite first and then claw. No, I don't. That was a 4 to bite.
4 will not do it. Tentacles.
Oh, sorry, let me move out of your way.
Writhing around.
Chat says, Noi Mom.
Nom 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 nom. 10.
10? So the tentacle is thrashing back and forth, trying to slam Butter into the side of the, into the sides of the wall, and flail away from the hammers and teeth and claws that are being driven into it. That will bring us to. Oh no, I can't read the phonetic spelling that I wrote.
Wait, do I get advantage if it's already lost hit points?
You have blood frenzy, yeah?
Yeah, we have blood frenzy.
You should read more of the character
I
sheet
forgot about
and
that.
the...
Yeah.
Hang on.
You have advantage on
Hey, the bite bites. That's a 17.
that. Will hit.
Well, we also do double damage to objects and structures.
You know, an octopus is not an object, but
Not an object
good
or a
try.
structure.
Yeah, but if we wanted to bust something up later, I'm just pointing it out.
My D4.
Good to
Can I
know.
just do the default damage? I don't have my D4.
You can just do default damage if you don't have the appropriate dice for.
Bite and claws are both 5. If you're doing
Okay.
those,
Well, I
and
gotta
then
see if I hit on the. That's the bite. I bit for 5.
Okay.
No, the other one was a 9 to hit, so the only one hits.
Okay. So you do an additional 5 points of damage.
Just 5
All
for
right.
both attacks.
Another you bite and you rip a chunk of rubbery flesh off of this tentacle. All of you guys, like, you smell the blood hit the water, and you're like, yes. I wrote what looks to be Pua Malv.
Pua Maloo.
Maloo. Maloo.
Come on, Matt, get it right.
Sorry.
You made your U look like a V, I
I
think.
did.
Yeah.
That's it.
I changed it so it just is spelled M-A-L-U with an accent over it, so that I know it's pronounced Maloo.
There you go.
All right, that brings us to you.
I was gonna go to the kelp because that's what we were told to take care of, but then the blood hits my nose, so I'm going for the octopus. I feel bad. Brittany feels bad. What is it for hit? How do we bite? What's the plus to attack on bite? 5?
+5 on the bite and
Plus 5 to
claws.
hit.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's +5 on everything.
19.
19 hits.
And then
Remember, you have advantage.
And
I
remember
did.
roll advantage in case you crit.
that's 6 points of piercing damage for the bite.
Okay.
And I'm going to claw at it. That's a 21 to hit. And
One definitely hits.
that's 6 more points of damage.
Alrighty. So this thing
So
begins
we're all
to
in a
like...
line on this thing's
Yeah,
tentacle.
you guys just... It's
Yeah.
like when a cartoon character eats a kernel of corn. Like,
Yeah,
you just
the
do
corn
that.
cob. We're all just like latched on.
Hi, Bubba.
Big hunk of tentacles. It has the juice.
It does have the juice. You're joined by a... Well, they can't see our channels. So you're joined by a wild dog who is incessantly insisting that she be in here, apparently.
A dog just swims by and we're all like, oh hey. And then we get back
What
to
the fuck?
brutalizing this tentacle.
Bubba.
Put your bed.
So, I got put in here, and my mother said that I was on her last nerve.
Oh.
So now I'm in here for the night.
That's what Peony Malay's mother said. That's why I'm here now.
That's why we're stuck with you?
So, alrighty. That, last but not least, Butta, you are currently grappled by this tentacle.
Okay, so quick question, like how big is a roctopus?
Is a large creature, so, if you were to, like... If it were to, like, extend its tentacles all the way out from, like, top of the head to the tip of the tentacles, you're looking at probably 10, 15 feet.
Okay, and
in
how
this-
big is...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you finish.
I was gonna say, in this setting, it is currently, like, the, like, center mass of its body is sort of in the center of the tunnel, and there are, like, tentacles, like, slapped on a number of the walls.
Okay.
And the tunnel that you guys are in is probably like 15 feet in diameter.
Okay, and it's like basically where we're at, like it's kelp is like wall to wall.
Yeah. Though you know that, like, somewhere in here there are, like, a few clusters of the stuff that is not just normal kelp, but is strangle kelp. At least one bit of which is currently, like, constricting this creature, holding it in here.
Okay, weird question. Can I, so like normally grappled, like your speed is 0, but also we're like underwater. Is it possible for me to try to like, I basically want to like try to move a little bit while this thing is still holding me and get its tentacle to like wiggle around in the kelp so more kelp grabs it. If there's any more, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying, it's, other parts of it are being held by the kelp. So, like, I want to see if there's more kelp that, like, if it touches it, will grab it.
So I'll say if you want to use your action to try and escape the grapple, if you are successful, like, the sort of, like, wriggling free of yourself will like, pull the thing around, and maybe that'll work.
Okay. I'll do that, then. No. Well, wait, it's basically a strength check or a dex check to break out, right?
Strength or dex. I will tell you the
Okay,
DC
I'll do
is 16.
No. It's an 11.
So no, you are not able to break free. You can't get out.
Okay.
The
That's it.
Roctopus is going to take another turn, and it is going to use another tentacle, and it is going to lash out at Peony Malay, who is one of the several people who are currently biting it. That is a 14 to hit.
It just hits.
Just hits.
Oh, I'm not biting it. I was the Warhammer one.
Oh well, you're there, so it just picked somebody in line. That is going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Ooh. Start a hit point tracker. By that I mean open the calculator on my phone.
What is this? Okay. That is its turn, and that brings us to you, Russell.
Okay. Now I'm going to join in the clawing and biting. That's going to be a 16 for claws.
16 will hit.
Oh, let me see if I crit. I do not. And then dirty 20 for bite.
Hits. Roll damage twice.
Nine points of damage for the first one, and 10 points for the bite.
Wow.
Oh, wait, the bite is only a 1d4, sorry.
Oh, I was like, shit.
Peony Malay is packing heat.
It's only 4 points of damage for the bite.
So 4 and 10, respectively? Okay. You kind of like in this, you guys begin to like frenzy around this like wounded tentacle, lashing and gnashing and biting and ripping. You like grab hold of a piece of like sinew at the core of this tentacle and like pull it up into your mouth and just rip it, and like a piece rips off in your mouth. You feel like the nerve pull free. You rip out a hunk of flesh, and the tentacle holding Butta like goes limp, and you are released as the last like 4 feet of it are severed from the main portion of the Roctopus as Peony Malay just rips through it and like tears that piece of tentacle free from it. A like torrent of octopus blood like chums the water around you guys. And you see as like this tentacle, which was like using one of you guys as like an anchor point, is like severed free. The Roctopus is like pulled and like slammed sideways into one of the walls of this tunnel. Several of its tentacles still like lashing wildly free, but the body of it is like held against the wall, and like several coils of this strangle kelp are like wrapping around it now and beginning to like crush it into the rock wall. That will bring us to Michael Sharik. It is your turn.
All right, Sharik will continue to... Well, actually, you know what? So, Sharik's going to try to, like, look and see if some of the kelp that is... To try to keep track of, like, what kelp is actually holding on to this creature, so I can identify what kelp is the kelp that we're sent after.
Sure. Make a perception check.
All right. 19 plus 5, 24.
Whoa! All right. easily identify there are 3 separate tufts of strangle kelp growing out of the rock wall. 2 of them are on the side that the roctopus has been like pulled to. One of them appears to be like under the main bulk of its body right now. One of them is like slightly off to the side. You can actually see the base of it where it's like rooted to the wall. The third one is on the opposite wall and is only like tenuously. It's like sort of wrapping one of the tentacles, like holding the tentacle like a shackle, coming from the other side of the wall, but is like stretched thin by the tentacle, like pulling against it, trying to free itself. So identify 3 like bits of strangle kelp in this chamber that need to be dealt with.
Okay. I guess that would have probably been my action to do that. So I would.
No, I'll say
over.
that's a free to make that perception check. It doesn't cost you an action or anything like that.
Okay.
That's just like taking in the situation.
It looks like my companions have this in check. I'm gonna go over to the kelp that looks like it's really pulled taut,
On the opposite side, yep.
and try to just slash it with my claws and see what
All
happens.
right, roll the hit.
All right. That is 15.
That hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
All right. That's 6 points of slashing damage.
So you rake through several ribbons of this this strangle kelp. You see that the hold on that tentacle is loosened. There's like 1 or 2 more like tendrils of this seagrass holding onto it. Though like the base of the plant and like the roots that anchor themselves into the rocks are still intact. At least like you managed to sever most of the dangerous part currently of the plant is like the part that has grown, out. But
I guess what my hope is, maybe if I weaken it a little bit, the roctopus can pull it free and help us.
potentially. Alrighty, then that will bring us to Moi Ma'am.
My mom is hangry, so I'm gonna keep chewing on this thing.
I rolled a hit.
16 to hit.
16 to hit does hit.
I chomp for 5.
Ooh, you chomp for 5. So you like rush inward as the tentacle that you guys all had been like scratching and slashing and biting and clambering on like breaks free and like is pulled away. You like redirect and you move in towards the center of it, and you like lunge inward towards where like the base of that severed tentacle connects with the body, and you just chomp in and like rip a big chunk of something out of this roctopus's body, and you feel like behind the chunk of meat that you tear out a bunch of what you presume to be like really important inside stuff comes like ripping out with it. And the roctopus gives one final sort of like and then goes limp and is like pulled against the side of the wall, and like the one tentacle is just sort of being like it's like waving a little bit in the water as this like last piece of strangle kelp like pulls on it, but the it is otherwise like no longer moving, as it is dead.
Cool.
That brings us to Pumaloo.
Oh, can
God,
I
these
like
names,
flash
these
up the
names.
one of the
Oh yeah, if you want to use your second attack against a strangle kelp.
yeah. Does that still have advantage or no?
Yeah, I mean there's blood still in the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's 18 plus 5 to hit.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I don't roll. I just roll 5.
Oh yeah, you do fine.
I
Okay.
just do the default 5.
So you slash through some of this strangle kelp. Similar to Sharik's attack, you kind of like shred some of this plant up, but like you haven't like uprooted it and like destroyed it completely.
Cool.
That brings us then to Pumaloo.
I'm going to swim to one of the kelp pieces and slash at go for the base a bit more.
You attacking the one that Sharik did, the one that Moimam did, or the one that you think to be the third one is actually like under the body of the octopus right now from where you are.
I'll go where Moy Mam is.
Okay.
Because
All right. Go ahead and
we
roll
were
the hit.
chewing near each other. I figured I would
Sure.
be close to her. What is that? That's a 16 to hit the kelp.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So 7 on my first one. I'm gonna
7
do both
damage?
claw attack. Yeah, I'm doing 2 claws.
Well, the first one is enough that you rend your claws down this piece of rock and you tear the roots of this thing out of the rocky surface, destroying this piece of tangle kelp.
Does it go like limp and stop?
Yep.
Okay. So I was at the one side. Is there another piece that I believe is active bad kelp nearby?
Probably the other one, the one that has not been yet attacked,
Okay.
beneath the octopus. You can probably try and make a attack at I would let you make an attack at disadvantage if you were to try to basically just blindly ram your arm behind the octopus and slash where you think it is, or you could try and shove the body of this octopus out of the way to give somebody else a clearer shot at it.
I'll shove the octopus out of the way so someone else can get a better shot. Is that?
Right,
Should I
and
roll for
make-
that or?
Yeah, make a strength check for me.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
All right, so easily enough, you wedge your dorsal spine protrusion against the back of the wall, and plant your arms and legs, and just shove, moving the massive body of this octopus, which in and of itself offers you no resistance as it is dead and also you're underwater. But as you push it away, you immediately feel something try to pull it back against the wall. So you're having to strain to hold this thing against these several tendrils of strangle kelp that are trying to pull it back against you, but you have exposed this the base of this particular piece of plant material for somebody else, which will bring us to Butter, who is no longer being restrained.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go take advantage of this opportunity that Puamalu has so graciously created, and I'm going for that kelp. Thank you, Pua. I'm
Get it, Butter!
I'm gonna bite and claw it.
Alright.
You know what? This die, I don't trust any of them anymore. I'm gonna go for this one that I haven't rolled yet. 14.
A 14 hits.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. That is. Oh wait. Do I? Blood Frenzy is advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have all its hit points. But this isn't a creature, so I don't
I
get
gave
that
somebody
right.
else advantage, so just
Is it but it says deals double damage to objects.
Oh, you do deal double damage to objects.
But if I'm attacking the Strangle Kelp, that's not an object.
Is it
That's a plant. It's
Somebody
not a
else
creature,
already
it's a
got there.
plant.
I would say, in this case, I'm going to continue to give you the advantage, as the
Okay.
water is chummed and you guys are
It's still 14. I rolled a natural 2 on the second one.
okay.
For the bite.
14 hits.
But that's 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then for my claws. Ooh. 24.
So you
Hit.
lunge and you bite several of these strands free. The octopus is untethered and begins to sort of float out into the center of the tunnel.
That's
and then
the
you
5
take
slashing damage on the claw.
your other hand and you wedge it under the roots of this thing and just rip the rest of it out of the rock.
That's my turn. Wait! Are there any sharks within 120
Oh, yeah,
feet?
you asked that. I shook my head. I don't know if you saw me. There are not that you can detect.
No, but now that there's been blood in the water for a couple
No,
rounds.
you guys are deep within tunnels
Okay,
formed by
okay.
ancient lava tubes beneath this.
You know, it was worth a shot. Maybe I could have telepathically commanded them, but whatever. That's my turn.
Okay. Then that will bring us to the top of the order. The octopus being dead. Peony Malay, that brings us to you. There is one remaining piece of strangle kelp that is still holding onto one of the limp tentacles of the dead Roctopus over near Sharik.
I guess I'm gonna whack it.
All right, roll to hit.
I am. Oh, so close. 24. It's almost in that 20.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nine points of damage.
Okay. You deal 9 points of damage, and you blast away the last bit of this piece of strangle kelp. The Roctopus corpse just sort of like floats to the bottom of this tunnel. You guys, though you are still surrounded on all sides by like seagrass and things like that, you don't see or experience any like additional strands of it trying to like reach or grab for you, anything like that. You are fairly certain, at least, that the mature specimens have been dealt with. You know that it will take some time to like thoroughly go through and cull this section of cavern to make sure any like budding pieces don't survive and like reseed themselves to grow in, but at least for now the danger is settled, and other lesser experienced sahuagin can come and deal with the work that is beneath you as a group who have dealt with the dangerous part. As you guys are celebrating your victory, perhaps with a celebratory Roctopus snack.
Victory screech!
A voice kind of like ripples across the water, striking you. And that voice says, Sahuagin of this cave network, I come to claim dominion of your clan. And what you see as you turn is an adolescent female sahuagin wearing sort of like loose-fitting robes and a barrel with feet.
I feel like all of us have like the really, you know how like when sharks like they smell blood, their pupils get really really big. Like we all have like really big pupils right now as we like see this, and I'm just like looking at it and looking at my friends. I'm looking at it and looking at my friends.
Would it be a perception check to try to figure out more about this strange
You can make an
sahuagin?
insight check if you'd like.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to do that.
I laugh at it.
You can.
What's the
Yeah.
the modifier for insight? Is that intelligence?
Wisdom.
Oh, it's only like it's a 12. I ain't that good.
I also got a 12.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Someone knows something.
I'm just laughing. I'm not inciting.
Yeah, I wouldn't insight either.
So those of you who insight, this individual, though you can certainly tell she is young, does seem to be like extreme. Like you don't get the sense that like she is trying to like pull a fast one of any sort. Like you get the sense that she is extremely like confident about like the claim that she has just staked of like I am here to stake dominion of your tribe, and a bit of like Sahuagin sort of lore for you guys. Sahuagin culture is very much like the priestesses of Sekolah are like undisputedly like lead their people. Like they commune with your god. They are your link to your god, and they like unquestionably lead you. They are bonded to and protected by and guarded over by blade masters, like the most competent and powerful fighters of your tribe. But within like intertribal conflicts, like priestesses and blade masters, or some combination there within, like those that essentially like overpower the existing leaders of like one tribe are like the new leaders of whatever tribe they conquer. That doesn't always happen without like additional bloodshed and and things like that, but like that's sort of how like power dynamics work within sahuagin. Is like, if I come in and like kill your best guy, like I'm your boss now, essentially, is sort of the vibe. So you insight check. She seems extremely confident in like the claim that she makes. And those of you who kind of like start to laugh at her, she sort of like shakes her head, and she goes, "I have not the time to play these games. Bear witness to my claim." And she lifts from like tied around her waist a severed head that all of you guys recognize as Gredzi's, your blade master.
This is impossible. Impossible.
I also need you guys all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh wow.
Oh, crit fail.
No, here comes the bad rolls.
Here
again.
it comes.
That's a 4.
What, Christina?
I got an 18.
Only one of us did okay. Everyone else died instantly.
Okay.
Her DC is like 22.
No, I'm actually trying to find. I think I accidentally closed her. Closed her. Closed her character sheet by accident. Her spell save is. Presumably in the same place it is with all of her. Is a 14. So anybody who rolled better than a 14 succeeds. So just butter.
Just butter.
Smooth like butter.
The one that laughed.
The remainder of you guys are gripped in the throes of a casting. But even you, like, you are not, you resist the urge, but like even you can tell she just wielded magic. Like you can, like, it affirms her claim that like she is a priestess. The fact that she can use magic. The remainder of you are gripped by a fear spell. You are seized by absolute terror of this young female.
I immediately hide in the seagrass.
You hide in the seagrass. After 5 to 10 seconds, like the spell is lifted. She like breaks the effect, and she says, "As I said, I have not the time for this. Take me." Says, "Take me to the village. I would speak with your priestess."
This way. Let's roll out the kelp carpet for her.
He has his head. I'm totally like,
Of
yeah, no,
course,
that's
priestess.
You begin to like lead her. You guys, as you're going, like you cannot help but remember, like there is something amiss. She has requested, bring me to your priestess, essentially, which, logic would dictate that, like, she's killed the Blade Master. You're still not sure what the hell this, like, barrel with, like, buff feet she has with her is, but she has killed the Blade Master. The logical next step is that she is going to come here, challenge, and, like, dominate the priestess of the blood scale and take control of the tribe. There's a little bit of a hiccup with that like you dare not try to elaborate to her. You like kind of figure better to like bring her and let her see.
It's above our pay grade.
And I see Chad is saying since 1978 that they have pronounced it sahuagin. That's technically how the Matt Mercer voiceover thing on D&D Beyond pronounces it as well. I just don't like it and think that sounds bad, so I decided it was pronounced sahuagin, and that is how I've decided to pronounce it.
It's like Gif and Jip. I say sahuagin. Some people say sahuagin. Tomato.
But yeah, like if you click the voice thing on D&D Beyond, Matt Mercer goes sahuagin like a dork, and I don't like it. But yeah, up for debate. Personal preference. I don't care for sahuagin. So I decided in our world it's pronounced sahuagin because it sounds better to me. Fun fact, fun D&D.
I will escort your barrel.
That's just very good. Do not overturn it until we reach a chamber with air breathable by surface dwellers.
So, Moy Mom, after this, do you want to go eat some fish together?
You guys just dragging what's left of the octopus, like, with us home.
Yeah,
Oh
fine.
shit, yeah, we do.
Yeah, you guys definitely bring that with you.
That's
really good.
spoiled, yeah. I offer some to the creepy little priestess girl. I offer her a piece of the tentacle.
She will rip, eat a bunch of it. You guys lead her back to the main chamber, where you return to find Thui kind of waiting for you, and he says, "You return. Good. Have you?" And he looks as this young woman and her bipedal barrel come up out of the water. The barrel throws the barrel off of itself to reveal a burly orc standing in front of you, and she repeats her testimonial from before. She holds up the head of Gredizg, and she says, "I am Kyr Gugnak, High Priestess of Sekolah and last scion of the Ripfin. I'm gonna have to stop with the voice, or I'm gonna be boned. I actually didn't make it as far as I thought I was going to. I said 8:45. It's 8:30, and I can't do it anymore." She says, "I have encountered your blade master, and I have found him wanting." And she throws the head across the floor at Baron Uthui. And she says, "Bring me before your priestess, and I will challenge her for the right to rule this clan." To which a lot of the sahuagin in the chamber look at each other, ooh. And Thui shares what you guys had been hesitating to say, and he says, "That is not so easily done, young priestess. We suffered a calamity not long ago. A fissure was opened in our sacred temple to Sekolah. Our priestess slain. Myself," he gestures to his debilitated two arms. He says, "myself mortally wounded. All that we have sent to the chamber since to try to recover our holy relic have failed to return." And Kyr Gugnak kind of looks at him, and she says, Well then, there should be no reason for you not to accept my rule, since you are currently without proper leadership. And, Thui kind of, like, looks at her, and you can see, like, it is not lost on him, like, how young this priestess is that is, like, trying to come in here and claim rulership over the blood scale. And he says, would that I believed you had truly vanquished our Blade Master. You come here, barely of age, in the company of some sort of brute, land-dwelling mongrel, and you think to instate yourself as our leader. I think more proof is required. To which the orc by her side goes like, and cracks like more knuckles than it seems like he has in both of his hands, and like gets ready, and she like puts a hand out on his like one like beefy shoulder, and she says, "You cannot possibly be thinking to throw more of your people's lives away, Baron. Why not simply accept a proper leader?" And he says, "I think not. I think perhaps a different way, youngling. I will throw none of my people against your beast. But there is a way you can prove your worth. The demon that has laid claim to our temple, that killed our beloved priestess and injured me so, still resides there. Our holy relic of Sekolah, trapped within its confines. Retrieve it. Do so, and I will gladly accept you as worthy to lead the blood scale, or more likely, die horribly. And that will take care of that." And she kind of looks. She says, "What kind of relic?" And he kind of like tilts his head and he says, "You'll just have to find out when you go and retrieve it." She turns to the brutal orc and she says, "What do you think, orc? Do we take up this petty errand? Or do we beat enough of them into submission that we save ourselves some time?" The orc kind of like taps his chin, and then he says thoughtfully, and she goes, "Ugh, fine." She turns, "Baron, we will retrieve your relic, and then you will kneel before me." And the Baron says, "If."
Kyr.
She kind of, she sort of looks at him and she says, "We are unfamiliar with your cave network. I would grant by your honor that you at least provide us with worthy accompaniment on this mission of yours." She points to the five of you and she says, "I witnessed these five deal with a rather large specimen of octopus. In short order, they will suffice." And Thui says, "Fine. Blood scale coral smashers. accompany this priestess. Retrieve our relic if you can. Do not sacrifice yourselves for her well-being. If she is to die on this foolhardy mission, let her do it on her own with her beast. And with that, he, dismisses the lot of you.
Everyone is scary. We swim away.
Slowly backing up in the background, like, don't see me. And then she's like, you 5. And I'm like, I almost escaped.
So you begin to gather your things. You take a brief rest. You guys can take a short rest, which functionally for this, you don't have spells and things like that to equip. Functionally for this, everybody who has taken damage, if you would like, you can roll a D12 and gain that many hit points back.
I can roll help.
Got it.
Nice. Then with that, as you guys rest and prepare for a while, eventually Kyr Gugnak comes around to you and she says, "Are you prepared, Coral Smashers? I trust you know the way to your temple. Can lead myself and my companion."
This way.
It's very familiar to us.
She says, you guys set off. She says, "Mind him not. The magic which I used to communicate with him and allow him to understand us has since expired, and he is not worth the resources to do it again. He will be sufficient enough in a fight if it comes to it, or at least worth using as bait. But he cannot understand you." And
You get one of those.
you guys head out.
How did you get one of those?
You sort of travel through, and you ask her this. She says, "He is something of a lone." She says, "I will tell you of the Ripfin of my clan. We ruled our stretch of sea far to the north of here. But a group of long-eared land dwellers, I have since learned, calling themselves members of a clan known as the Empire of Ignians, drove us from our homes, raided our islands, and pillaged them for the resources to build a raiding party of a size you cannot imagine. In driving us from our hunting grounds, my people were forced to desperate measures, and that led us to conflict with a group of land-walking demons, the likes of which you cannot imagine. They slaughtered my family, my blade master, and my protectors to the last man and woman, and saw fit in their infinite malice to let me live. I travel with them now. I think to them I am a pet, but they do not know. As I travel with them, I learn their ways. I gain power from watching their unmatched cruelty and viciousness in battle. I will spend as long as it takes to glean every morsel of violence and glorious bloodlust that they have to teach, and then I will turn it against them. Until then, they are suitable enough traveling companions. And and I share a common enemy. The empire of the Ignians, which drove the Ribfin from our homes, they fight them as well. That will soon too be your destiny, Bloodscale, when you are mine to command. We will join forces with these land-dwelling demons that I travel with. We will fight their foes, and you will grow strong and brutal, feasting on their enemy's blood. And then, when the time is right, well, let us focus at the task at hand.
Do you think they taste good?
She said, nothing tastes so good as revenge.
Nice.
Blood tastes pretty good, though.
Oftentimes, blood and revenge go hand in hand. Usually, when
What
the
about that one?
revenge, there is blood. Tell me, anyway. Tell me, your priestess, this demon that your Baron speaks of. What is it? How did it come about?
Yeah, what do we know?
What you know is... Actually, why don't you guys make a... history check to, like, determine how sort of adjacent to this event you were. Whether you have, like, secondhand knowledge or whether you were, like...
Natural 20!
Natural 20? Okay.
17.
Two natural 20s?
That's a +1, so
And
21.
17. So 2 20s, 2 17s.
Is history is intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
It's intelligence. 16.
So you all pretty well know all of this, but Victoria and Christy, you guys were present when this happened. The temple to Sekola in this Bloodscale territory. You guys essentially claimed an ancient structure that is like beneath the waves, beneath the like ocean floor, embedded inside the like the like volcanic rock of this island chain, a chamber that you're the Bloodscale discovered here when you guys came. What it was before, you have no idea. But as a chamber that like very powerfully your previous priestess, a sahuagin by the name of Valan, felt a very powerful connection to your deity there. So you set up your temple there. You know that some time ago, a tremor beneath the ground opened a fissure inside this partly flooded chamber where your temple was set up, and something that seemed to be like made of water itself, but imbued with like, you know, what your people have deemed like an evil, came forth from this fissure and attacked everyone within. The Lan was slain almost instantaneously. Gredzik, the blade master, fought bravely, trying to like recover her body, as well as the Baron. Though the Baron was like grievously injured by this creature, and eventually you guys were forced to like retreat and close the chamber and escape from there. Forays to try and go in there and retrieve either your priestess's body or the holy relic, which you guys know to be a like a diadem made of like sacred shark bone, have been unsuccessful. Several members of the tribe have died in the attempt since then, all slain by this demon, this creature that exists within this chamber. I guess the question then is how accurately do you attempt to relay this to her, or how inaccurately do you attempt to relay this to her?
I want to tell her accurately because, like, if she, like, showed up, like, basically, like, borderline soloing, like, getting to the waters here, like, I feel like she's giving badass energy for someone who's, like, very young, and so it's, like, it would be wise to ally myself with her, is what I'm getting.
I think I'm also in the same boat. I did crit fail that fear effect, so I feel like that respect was like very quickly earned on my end. I'd be like,
Okay.
well, I've been choosing the winning side, and I think this bitch is gonna win. So
also, like the Baron's like all like his arms are like all fucked up and everything, and like he's very like he's like kind of like a poo head.
He is maintaining control through sheer intimidation at this point. Like, the mutterings of like it is only a matter of time before somebody like kills him and takes the power that he holds.
So, like, he's not
we need a priestess.
So that being the case, so you don't mislead her in any way. You guys lead her to the place that you know the temple to be, and you guys like prepare yourself for what you will find inside. What you find is like essentially encased within like the naturally formed volcanic stone of this like subaquatic subterranean network. You swim up on a crudely sealed chamber. It has just been like rocks have been like essentially just like collapsed in front of the opening to this as you guys made your escape to like seal whatever this thing was inside. You know that within there is like the ground slants upward and eventually comes to like a surface, though it is the whole chamber is like slightly on a tilt. There is a chamber made by some like long ago group of individuals, far prior to your people finding this place. The sahuagin didn't, like, you don't give a shit about history or before. Like, it just was a useful chamber that you found, so you really don't know anything more about it from there. As you guys reach the priestess, Kyr Gugnak, like kind of like pulls her barreled orc to a halt, and she says, "We will need to clear a passage large enough for my servant to pass through. He is useful enough in a fight and may have a purpose for us if things go badly."
We taking out our sledgehammers, we clearing a path.
She like looks at the group of you, she was like, go, you're called coral smashers.
Yeah, we can smash
Say less, girly.
You guys immediately like this is your whole jam, right? Like you are specifically all about that like excavation, and you're essentially the dwarves of the fish people, as you guys just like go to town busting apart this barricade, breaking it open. You open just large enough an opening for not with his barrel, but like just him like to swim through. Kyr Gugnak like flips the barrel with its reserve of air up off this orc, who immediately is like underwater, is like, and she like kind of like smacks him a couple times and like points, and he goes like, and he quickly swims for this opening that you guys have made and disappears into it. And then she gestures towards the group of you and she says, "Let us be off then and finish this." You guys swim into the chamber and you enter into the temple to Sekolah. It is very much looking like you guys left it. The space itself is about a 70-foot long, 30-foot wide, sort of rectangular chamber that is at a kind of an angle to the way that it is here. You're not sure if it maybe like settled down here long ago or something like that. There really are no features to speak of on these like time and water and element sort of weathered stone walls. There are a few like large crumbled like hunks and plinths of stone where something may have stood once, but there is nothing here to speak of. The water, once you were able to get your footing, the water carries about halfway across the 70-foot chamber, getting like progressively shallower until the last few feet of it are just like a couple of inches splashing around, and then the 35-ish feet towards the back of the room are worked stone floor. Just at the edge of the water and the stone, you see your people's altar constructed of weathered sea rocks and pieces of driftwood and things that were brought down here. And sitting atop this like plinth of stone, rested around the part of it like where it's just wide enough to hold it, is this diadem of shark bone that you know to be the holy relic of Sekala that your priestess used. Off kind of like 10 feet to the side of it, you see like a kind of lump of rotted away like viscera and bones that was at one point your priestess Velan, as well as a couple of other like corpses of sahuagin that died either in the initial attack or having tried to come in here since. At the far end of the chamber, you do see that the stone floor has been like cracked and split in half, leading to this seemingly like bottomless black dark fissure in the ground. And kind of milling about near that, in this placid kind of slow sort of like swirl of water that contains a few like sort of floating chunks of debris and rock, is a sort of like lumpy shape that has just the hint of like what a head and shoulders and arms would be, and it's just sort of like swooshing around at this end of the chamber, not doing anything at this point. Kyr Gugnak looks at it, and she says, "We are to fight water. Very well." She looks at you guys, says, "Spread out. Don't present targets where it can hit you more than one at a time." She says, she says, "Gugnak, get its attention." And the orc, who seemed to understand his name but nothing else, goes, just, Jesus. She points at him, and then she points at the big elemental, and then she points at like the like club that he has, and she goes like, and he goes, "Oh,
Who is Jesus?"
Something the human
she goes,
slime say all
I
the
don't know.
time.
I hear it say them on the ship. It's some kind of a.
I am now Petey Jesus Malay.
Okay. And she like gestures, and the orc goes like, and like sprints full speed across the chamber. And I need everybody to roll initiative again tonight.
Ooh, did real shit this time.
Me too.
Oh shit! I don't know if that.
What was our initiative? Do we have one? 5.
7. It's a +1.
4.
Okay, that's a 7, not a 1. Okay, we're good. 8.
6.
8.
8.
Christy can never roll her own number.
I'm sorry. 8's my favorite number. Get off of it.
Or is her power so strong we all just must fall in line with her?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
maybe that's what it is.
have Christy and Brittany on 8. I have Victoria on 7. I have Russell on 6, and I have Michael on 4. Is that right? Okay.
That's great.
Oh my god. Okay. First in the initiative, then, is going to be Kyr Gugnak. She went first with a 12 somehow. She,
Where
doing it.
She is going to cast. She's going to cast Guiding Bolt at the creature. So she's going to make a ranged attack.
Up the butt.
What's her spell attack modifier? +6. So she gets a 16 to hit, which will hit. So she is going to deal 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to deal 13 points of radiant damage to this creature made of water. And it like shimmers. The whole watery translucent form of its body like begins to glow with illumination. So the next attack against it will get advantage, which, as it turns out, is Gugnak, who goes second with initiative of 9 somehow.
Oh my god, they're like literally BFFs with like the setup.
So BFF.
He charges in, brings his club over his head. He is going to make 2 attacks. One of which
Do it,
will
Gugnak.
connect, dealing.
Did he get advantage?
Oh yeah, he did get it. He does get advantage. So let me roll again. Okay.
Does he also find 5
He connects
gold?
once. He misses once. He doesn't crit roll. He deals 14 points of damage to this creature, like slamming into it with his club, and it goes like so much water comes off of it. That is going to bring us to Moimam and Puamaloo.
Alright, I'm gonna come up behind it and just do multi-tag. I don't think I'm gonna try to bite it. I don't know if it's gonna taste good, but I'll try. 19 plus 5 to hit.
19 plus 5 definitely hits.
5 damage.
5 points of damage.
I bite it in the butt.
Alrighty.
Next
You
one.
bite it.
Nat 20!
And a nat 20. Alright, that is a crit.
So, oh shit, I do need a D4. Fuck.
Yeah, but
Do
it's a
elementals
plus,
count as creatures?
Yes.
It's
Or
a
they
plus
just- okay.
3 on, and the default is 5, so it's you double 2, which is 4, and then
Plus
add 3
7.
would be the crit
7?
damage if you normalize like.
Yeah, so 7 damage is
7?
the crit damage. Thank you.
These 2
I just found my
elementals
D4,
don't
so
have
thank you for that.
blood, right?
Does
it count?
I mean, this one's really juicy.
yeah. I think what I'm going to interpret for this is like the blood frenzy is the
Because it just
is
says creatures that doesn't have all its
nomenclature,
hit
but it
points.
like so I think for this case, like I will, like you guys take advantage of that effect. Not necessarily because there is like blood been spilled, so much as like the bloodlust of combat comes over you and you get the
Gotcha.
advantage of that effect. Okay. Moimam, as you like bite and slash into this thing, you realize that like though it does have the solidity of like a physical thing, it is exactly like you're biting water. Like you don't get the sense that like your bite and slash attacks are as effective as you would hope them to be.
Makes me more hangry.
And Brittany, what is Pumaloo doing?
Going to use my hammer this time to hit the damn water.
All right, roll to hit.
Plus 5 to hit. Yeah, 24.
24 definitely hits.
Okay. This one. 10 points of damage with the hammer.
Okay.
And And that's we have multi-attack. Yeah, doing it again.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Hit twice. Maybe hit twice. 17 to hit. Does that hit?
17 hits, yeah.
That's 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Just boom, boom.
Alrighty.
And then hopefully backing up so we're all not all grouped up because I don't know what this thing's gonna do.
Okay, so you want to back up from it?
Just a little, so I'm not right next to
Okay.
Moy Man.
As you
and
go to
others,
back
like,
up, it will use its reaction to make an attack of top opportunity against
That's fine.
you. Which is
Now we know
a 19 plus stuff. So you're gonna take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as you back away, and it whips like an arm poof, appears out of it and just uppercuts you as you back away.
I grunt and curse and sahuagin and basically to everybody that's like, oh, this thing actually hurts. That's my warning to everybody.
Alrighty. That is gonna bring us Victoria to you and Butta's turn.
Okay, wait. So this cavern that we're in, is it fully underwater?
No, so it is half. If you imagine the cavern is on a tilt, kind of like this, very subtle tilt. So where you came up from underwater, and then the water gets shallower and shallower and shallower until about halfway through the cavern. So half the cavern has water, half the cavern does not. So the cavern's 70 feet long, so 35 feet is where the water line is, and call it 15, 16-ish feet from the water line back is difficult terrain, kind of walkable water. I'm not gonna worry about difficult terrain with you guys as you're fish people, but it's up to your ankles, your knees, your waist, or whatever. And then beyond that is water you could swim in. And then the 35 feet back to the back of the chamber where that fissure is solid ground.
Okay. And so this thing was up near the fissure?
This thing was sort of near the the center point of the chamber, near where the water meets the ground, but at the edge of the fissure.
I do something stupid.
Do whatever you want.
I wanna basically what I wanna do, and this might take 2 turns because I probably need to dash or something. I wanna get up to the top of the slope, and I wanna smash some rocks that are there and basically cause them to rubble to crash into the elemental. So that's probably a 2-turn thing.
The slope of this chamber is very gentle.
Okay, NVM, I'm gonna just attack it then.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with my hammer. It's really hard to roll when you're holding a cat. 19 to hit on the first one, which I'm assuming hits. 7 damage on that one. And then,
yep.
That's definitely gonna hit. That's a natural 19. Another 7 damage, so 14 bludgeoning total.
Alrighty, so you wham wham slam your hammer into it. It sort of ripples around. You get hit with a spray of water, kind of splashes over you.
And I'm gonna can I move? I'm staying within its. Well, actually, I don't have to stay within its range. I run away. So I'm not near anyone else with whatever movement I can.
No problemo. You are able to do that. Russell, that brings us to you. PD Malay.
What's the distance? Do I have to really move or?
Don't worry about distance. You can move up to it.
Alrighty. Do the old whack and bite. It's been hit, right? So I have advantage.
It has been hit, yes.
Good,
It
because
doesn't
I
taste
rolled
very
a
good.
3. It's still not great. Only a 12 to hit on the first one.
A 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. And the other one doesn't hit either, so I'm do shit.
So you kind of come up and you wham wham swing into it, and it's sort of from its body these tufts of torrents of water come out and bat your hammer aside.
Okay, never mind. Wait, I didn't roll advantage on the second one, and the second one was actually a crit.
Whoa, you! So one of them bats your hammer
Yes.
away, and then it gets overconfident, thinking,
So
"Ha
the
ha!
bite-
I will bat your second one away."
The
And
bite
you go,
is a
"Ha ha
crit.
ha!" and you hit it.
The bite is a crit with 3, 6 points doubled for the crit. So 12 points of damage.
Alrighty. As you bite into it, you rip some water away from it somehow. You spit out a mouthful of water. That is going to bring us to Sharik.
I guess this sequence is kind of like when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fight the Shredder, and like they're just all coming by and like hitting and then roll
Yeah.
out of the way, and then the next one comes. So I'm just gonna keep on doing the same thing.
Alrighty.
Rush up with my Warhammer and try to attack twice. With advantage. That's a natural 20.
Ooh, okay.
So damage is 13 points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
Alright, that hits, and that does 13 points of damage.
And let's see if I roll
Likewise,
better.
just in case, I haven't repeated it, but like you guys all kind of sense like you are not doing as much damage as you would expect. to
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing.
yeah. The second one is 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that does 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright, so it was 7, and what was the first one?
I think it was 11
It said 13.
or 13. Excuse me. Sorry. How quickly I forget.
20 total. Okay.
And I just do the same thing. I kind of like move out of its threat range, running really fast past it into a
Alrighty.
completely other section. So we're keeping spread out as we're
Okay.
doing it.
Very good then. That is going to bring us to its turn, this creature. I believe Gugnak, Moimam, and Peony Malay did not move away from it after their attacks. So you guys are like up on it. If I'm remembering our
Wait, which
turn
ones?
Not you.
Brittany, Victoria, and Michael specified that they ran away afterwards. Gugnak, Russell, and Christy stayed in melee. So what this thing is going to do is a large creature. It is going to actually, it like flows forward, and the three of you guys like surrounding its space are like flowed over as this like water torrent, this like 15-foot wide base of this thing rolls over the three of you guys, and it is going to use its ability Whelm. I need the three of you guys to make a DC 15 Strength saving throw.
Yeet. Bye, Peony. Bye, my mom. Good luck.
Gugnak fails.
No, good
I passed.
luck.
You succeed? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not here. I guess we'll come back to him. Okay.
But, you know, Gugnak does find 5 gold while he's in there.
Well, that's fun. Gugnak gets sucked up into this thing. 5 gold domes him in the head, dealing 13 points of damage to him. But he does grab hold of it and put it in his pocket. As he is absorbed whirlpool-like into this thing's body, and you see his like orcish form just like swirling around in there, as well as maybe Peony Malay. We don't know because he's not here. We'll see what happens when he gets back to his computer. So he is grappled and restrained. That is going to be its turn this round, as it sucks the orc up into it. That'll bring us to the top of the order with Kyr Gugnak, who fully just not even taking a moment to consider that there is like her orc minion and or another sahuagin inside this thing, just like raises her hand above her head, and like a cerulean crackling bolt of energy like appears, extends into the shaft, and the like tines of a trident above her head, which she then just whips downward, and the spiritual weapon that she has created, like, darts forward and will attack this thing. As a bonus action, right? So it will make an attack roll. It will hit. It will deal...
Ouchie.
7 points of damage. Though, unlike you guys, when this mystical trident hits this thing, it seems to actually, like, pierce into it fully. And then as her full action, she is going to... let me just double check if any of these are cantrips. Or if any of these are bonus actions, rather. I don't think they are. No. She's actually not gonna do anything else. She doesn't have a melee weapon. She doesn't have a ranged weapon. She's not getting into melee with this thing. So she hits it with this, like, spectral, ethereal trident that she forms. And that is her turn. Gugnak, on his turn, is going to try and escape the whelm effect. Failing to do so. That is... That's it. He's stuck. He continues, like, an arm comes out, a foot comes out, the club comes out. But he is stuck with inside it. I'm gonna say this: if we get back to Peony Malay's turn,
Looks like
before he shows back up, he's automatically gonna fail that whelm, and he's gonna be inside it. Oh, there he is.
Speak of the devil.
Russell, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
You get a +3.
And Christy and Brittany, it is your guys' turn.
30-20.
Okay, you succeed. So the water elemental, like, rolled over you, Christy, and Gugnak, and, like, tried to, like, suck you up into, like, its tornado whirlpool body, but only Gugnak got sucked up with inside it.
What a bitch.
So, Moimam and Puamalu, it is your turn.
Well, I don't like how it tastes, so I'm gonna hit it with my hammer!
Alrighty, roll to hit.
+5, so 22.
22
To hit.
hits.
7 damage.
Okay.
And then, yeah, 18 plus 5 to hit,
Also
so another
hits.
7 damage.
Okay. Alrighty. Brittany, what you got?
Like that it could hit me that hard.
Mhm.
But I don't care because my friends are fighting, so I'm fighting. I'm gonna hit it with my hammer.
Okay, roll to hit.
Oh, I'm gonna try to back up.
Okay, good.
Does it try to hit me?
It had its turn since it hit me, right? Yeah.
It does. It has its reaction.
It does have its
Wait,
reaction.
hang on, let me... What's this thing's intelligence? Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
how smart?
It's not smart enough to tacticize. You back away from it, it takes a swing. Oh my. It crits you.
Oh no.
You take 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my
As it
God.
fucking
Oh.
punches you across
Stay
the
away.
chamber. You, like, back up, and it goes, like, the arm goes, like... You just go, like...
Punch a hole directly through her.
Splash into the water.
Stay over
I
there.
can use my movement to scramble behind the priestess.
Okay.
Because she seems like she can protect me.
After that, I
This seems
definitely-
like maybe bad idea.
We're all gonna die. I swing at the thing because it just hit my friend. And that was. I forgot what. I can't read my own dice. That was only a 15 to hit it though. Does that hit?
A 15 does, I think, hit. Hang on, let me check. Yes, 15 hits.
Okay. I need this one. 7 points of damage on the first hit, and I hit it again.
Alrighty.
That's a dirty 20 to hit it, so that hits.
Also hits.
And that's 8 damage.
Alrighty. So
And
you
I back
slam
up.
it. Bang, bang. You back up uncontested.
I'm not getting hit again this time.
Alrighty. That is going to bring us to Victoria. Butter. Your turn.
So like normally I would have gone for the old whack-a-mole move here. However, like we really gotta have that coral smasher loyalty, and I feel like the way to like help my fellow coral smashers is to get this guy out of the water elemental so that he can get hit by everything instead of my friends. Can I try to like help him? Can I take the help action?
You can take
for
the help.
his.
You can hold
or, like,
your action to take the help action on his turn to help him with his strength check.
Yeah, I basically like I want to help get him out of this thing, but I don't think I can. I don't know if I can like do that on my own, so I'll just give him the help action.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Then Peony Malloy, what are you up to?
I'm gonna give him the old razzle dazzle again.
All right, the old razzle dazzle.
In which maybe I'll miss or maybe I'll crit. Who knows?
Yeah, we know. You never know.
Okay, well the first one definitely hits, but it's not a crit because it was an 18 plus the 5.
Okay.
So let me roll damage on that. Ooh, not great. 6.
6 points. Okay.
And the second one. The highest is an 18.
18 hits. Yeah.
And that's an additional 6 points of damage from my bite. So a warhammer and a bite. The old whack and chomp.
Well, the old whack. You give him the old whack and chomp. It continues to like swirl in fury.
I may be tiny, but I am persistent.
Shriek, you're up.
So the only person whelmed is the orc. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do the same thing as same thing from before. Just kind of like do a run by 2 strikes with the warhammer.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll to hit.
A 21 on the first.
Okay.
And then the second one's even higher, natural 19.
Yes, that hits.
Alright, so damage on warhammer. 9 bludgeoning on the first, and 9 bludgeoning on the second.
Nice.
Alright.
And I run across the room, do a roll across the floor, and then get set up for another strike. So.
And Oz somewhere finds 5
So, yeah,
gold.
somewhere, Goliath just found 5 gold.
No, nobody ever sends me 5 gold. Meanwhile, Osris isn't even on this week, and he gets fucking 5 gold.
Well, I tried to send you 5 gold, and I immediately got a thing that said error reclaiming bonus.
Cool.
Twitch
try
went,
again.
Even Twitch doesn't
Fuck
want
off,
me to have
idiot.
gold.
Try again.
So,
But my sahuagin would get it, so it wouldn't matter.
there you go. So you slash slam and run out of the range of it. That is going to bring us to the Elemental's turn. Murderbeard found 10 gold.
Oh, thanks, Dogs
Also-
for life.
Also irrelevant to the current situation, as the Elemental is going to. Let's see,
Open my
who's still
Murderbeard
in range of it? Sela, not Sela, but
I probably am. I've been
fish
biting it.
person. Okay, then it is going to take.
I don't know why I said that.
It's going to take a pair of slam attacks, one against Butta and one against Peony Malay. Against Butta, that is an 18, and against Peony Malay, that is a 14.
I think that just hits, right?
Yeah, AC is 14.
All right, so you guys both take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And I will, as it seems relevant, to drop this bit of information to you guys now. So we're not playing player characters. You don't get death saving throws. So if you drop to 0, you're dead.
Let's friggin' go! Let's
I've been
do
trying to
it.
kill Peony Malay the whole session. He's a man who deserves to die with a name like that.
He's here for a good time, not for a long time. That was the Elemental's turn. Kyr Gugnak
He's here for a
is
good
up.
time, not a long time.
How rough are the lot of you guys looking?
I'm almost dead.
Committed suicide.
Yeah,
Sun,
Grubot.
Rip Suncraft.
I haven't,
Suncraft.
I'm okay.
I haven't been hit yet.
So,
So-
Moy
Well,
Mam
did
is
you
the only one who's
say
like
the damage
death's
on that
door.
last one yet?
13 damage you took.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like hurt, but not. I'm like fine.
Okay. Then Kyr Gugnak on her turn is going to use her bonus action to attack with the spiritual weapon, which will miss, unfortunately. And then she will use her action to cast Guiding Bolt again. Yeah, she sells slots for that. And she crits. Okay. So she will use her Guiding Bolt. And she will deal as she, thrusts out a hand and a crackle of energy streaks forward and slams into the Elemental. She deals 15 points of radiant damage to the creature. Which rumbles and a bunch of water sort of torrents off of it in a deluge around those who are near it. And it also again begins to glow. Gugnak on his turn will use his action with advantage to try and pull himself out of this creature. His first roll was a 9, which is not going to be good enough. His second
Gugnak, please.
His second roll was a 14, but with his strength modifier, that will be high enough for him to throws himself out of the body of this elemental and whams into the ground next to it, where he grabs his club and rolls onto his back and gets ready to I guess he has his movement still, so he'll use half his movement to he vaults himself back to his feet and prepares to fight.
I say in sahuagin, fight, you ugly green thing.
He turns back to you and goes, so I'll let you guys decide this here. Christy and Brittany, it is your guys' shared turn. The next attack against this thing has advantage because of Kyr Gugnak's Guiding Bolt. So whichever one of you wants to be I'm gonna make.
I'm
I'll
not
take the first step.
going to attack. I'm gonna do something different on my turn.
Okay. Then Brittany, if you attack this thing, you will have advantage on your first attack.
I wonder if we have the same thought about our turns, but if you are doing something else, then I will.
I'm gonna go find the crown of.
Yeah,
Shut-
I was thinking the same thing.
It's
Don't
like-
do that.
Ah!
Get out
It
of my
is-
brain.
It is center of the chamber, not far behind where the elemental is. It's right in the right out. In the
I
middle.
can see
Well, cause
my
like
ma'am.
I'm dying, so I was just gonna like crawl.
Yeah,
like,
you're
don't
like you're
notice
far
me.
away, so like if you're doing that, then I'm going to.
So currently, like,
pop it
Brittany,
in
your
attack.
character is closer to it, but you are right
Yeah.
up on the elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, your character is further away, but like has the ability you could like
I'm gonna
dash to go
yeah,
all the way
I'm
around.
going to take
Yeah.
the long way
I
around.
want-
And be like, don't notice me. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna attack while she tries to sneak for the crown.
All right, so go ahead and roll to hit. Your first attack has. Ooh, you already have advantage because of bloodlust. Well, go ahead and roll 3 d20s. and
Okay.
Take the best. We're just making up rules as we go. but
Why not?
That was
Why not?
a 22 to hit with that.
Oh yes,
third.
that hits.
And this is with my hammer. That's a d8, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That's 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then second attack. That's 15 to hit. Does that hit 15?
A 15 just hits. Yes.
Okay. That's another 9 points of damage. And I'm not gonna back up because I can't remember somebody. I think
It
it's- I
just
think it's-
it just
it
recently
just had
had
a
a turn, so it has not slammed anybody.
yeah. So I'm staying put
Okay.
and like
So you like wham into this thing. You see it is like as it it's still like holding that sort of vague like essence of a head and shoulders and kind of like torso, but like there are bits of water that are like falling
It's, like,
and
breaking
rising.
down
Like
a
it is
little.
like it is like all over the place, having trouble like keeping together
I'll
at this point.
shout that in sahuagin to everybody like it's weak or something, and
Okay.
just because if I can
Um,
see that since I'm that close to it, I'm going to shout the tactic to my.
Alrighty. Then Christy, what is Moi Mam doing?
My ma'am is going to take the long way around and will use my dash and the action to like roll around, get the crown, find the crown, and bring it back to the mistress.
All right, so you can go and get to the crown this round and like grab
Okay.
it, but that's as
I'll
far as
grab
you're
it.
gonna be able to get.
Can I get a little bit farther back?
You probably
Like
you're
5
able to
feet?
like back up enough to put the pedestal shrine thing that was on between you and the elemental,
Yeah.
but not much
Yeah.
further.
But
You're
can I, like,
uncomfortably close to the elemental.
Can I like duck down so I'm not perceived?
Sure, yeah, you're like, "Ugh." Okay, that is gonna bring us Victoria to Butter.
I want to wreck it. I'm gonna smash it.
All right, roll the hit.
I got 3 things that I can do, and it all involves hurting it. Ooh, 15 to hit
Hits.
on the first one. Okay, that's 7 bludgeoning, and then 23 for another 7
Hits.
bludgeoning.
For another
And both of them hit, so
Okay.
for 7 points each, for a total of 14. I'm not gonna move away.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
You slam into this thing. It collapses into this like big wash of water onto the ground, and then like you see these sort of like when you ever seen that like magnetic slime when they like pass a magnet over it and all those like points come out? This like pool of water around your feet sort of like does that, and it kind of coalesces into like a half-sized version of this thing that is like just barely kind of holding together, it seems. And Peony Malay, you see like you can hear nothing but the blood rushing in your ears. You can see nothing but the like. You almost imagine you like see the pulse of this thing in like a jugular that you imagine to be there, even though it's a thing made of pure water. And you see the kill ripe for the taking before your eyes.
Oh, Peony!
This is where you get the title. If you kill it, you
Mhm.
get
Oh, Peony! Is he frozen?
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
My audio was like and then I just heard Peony, and I was like, oh, okay.
You get the kill, you can claim the title.
The kill is
The
insight.
kill is there for the taking on this thing. It is your turn. You see it is like the death stroke is yours to deliver.
Well, that first one's not going to do it. Okay. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Give him the old bonk and chomp. 11 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Is that enough, or should I...
Which was first, the bonk or the chomp?
That was just the bonk. I have not
So
rolled
the
for chomp.
bonk, you run up and you like overhand and you bring your hammer, slamming the barnacle encrusted calcified head of your hammer down onto the top of this thing. It emits a sound that like pierces into the supersonic, causing everybody in the room to go like, ugh! And then the water just goes. And rolls steadily back into the water, submerging half of the chamber. You guys are out of combat.
I go over and put the crown on Kyr's head.
Okay, you bring the crown over, and like as this thing is defeated, and you like come bring this crown over, you see she's like watching you with it, and you can like sense her like orc companion behind you, like still saying the two of them are still like there's this moment of tension of like, we gonna keep going? Or and then when you like place it on her head, she kind of nods, she closes her eyes a minute, and she says, the genuine relic of the shark god. Fascinating.
My man coughs up a bit of blood.
Healing and valid.
She, Kyr Gugnak says, you have done well, and you will be exalted among all others. From this moment on, you are no longer Bloodscale. You are the first of a new breed of Ripfin. And she's gonna cast a mass healing word. She's gonna heal all of you guys for 12 points.
Oh, take it.
So some of your grievous wounds close. Some of you who weren't as wounded feel slightly better. And she says, come. This relic and its power gives me an idea. A glorious, bloody idea. And you all return back to the central living chamber of formerly the Bloodscale, now the newly formed Ripfin tribe, where upon returning with this diadem, Baron Uthui immediately, like, with some, like, manner of kind of surprise, like, submits to this young priestess of Sekula's power. And she says to him that what is in your possession is a beacon for Sekula's power and can be utilized to greater effect than they were merely praying to it. And she spends the next better part of an hour constructing a sort of like an obelisk of stone and clay and material, upon which she like forms the diadem that she took, and she creates this like large ritual circle around which she arrays all of the members of your tribe. The 5 of you she places at what she explains are like points of power around her ritual circle, and she tells you that she intends to make a call to the depths, to call to Sekula, to empower this obelisk, and with it, she will take it from this place and she tells you that it is your destiny to travel with her, and with her temporarily aligned but eventual prey, to bring as much death and destruction and ruin upon the long-eared empire of the Ignean as possible. And she begins this ritual praying to the shark god of the sahuagin. And as she chants over a period of 5-10 minutes, the diadem begins to glow, and this obelisk that she has built glows with this aquamarine light, casting the entire chamber in these dancing, flickering displays of kaleidoscopic magic. And just as the last lines of her chant sort of fade away, echoing into the cavern, there is a disruption of several splashes in the far end of the chamber, and a group of strange individuals enters in. A slender, tattooed, long-eared woman, a stocky, dwarven individual with a beard larger than the rest of his body, a gray-skinned, horned, slender man, a woman with flaming red hair and a grim look about her eyes and her jaw, and a tall, sort of severe, turquoise-furred woman of a race that none of you really recognize step into this chamber, and the look of trepidation and potential sort of violence on their faces gives way immediately to like a mild confusion as you say they meet the gaze of the orcish companion of your new priestess, who looks at them and breaks into a wide, vicious grin, and says in your language, I have made you a gift. And that is where we'll end our session for tonight.
Hey!
We did it.
So,
We get more sahuagin for the boat?
a couple of pieces of housekeeping business, because it's going to be a couple weeks before we get back to it. Number one, what Kyr Gugnak has created for you is, if you'll remember your boat worksheet where there was like stations that you could equip and you have some empty ones, and I think one of the beta ones that I got put in there for you guys was like a shrine to Sekala. She has created a piece of ship equipment for you, essentially. You can install this in the bilge of your ship, and as long as Kyr Gugnak travel.
Hello?
What happened?
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Something happened.
Oh, stream is like all of us are frozen on stream except for. Oh, that's weird. Our audio is coming through.
If the audio's still working, I say keep.
Everyone looks fine, but Christy's like.
Chrissy just looks cute.
It's like cute. Yeah, it's like a really
Are we
cute.
moving?
Oh,
we're
there
back,
we
we're
go.
back, we're good.
There
we're
we
good.
go.
We're back? Okay. My whole desktop situation flickered for like a quarter of a second. And it seems to be okay. I don't know what that was. Anyway, as long as Kyr Gugnak is aboard your ship, you have access to this, and it is essentially a ship bonus item that allows you to summon a big fuck off shark during your fights.
Yeah.
Additionally, the new Ripfin tribe are, we'll call them like adjacent to your stuff. Having them like travel around everywhere with you is not necessarily like sustainable, but like they are a resource that like you can call in to, hey, we know we're gonna have some big fight here. Go get the sahuagin, get them to come here, and like a group of these warriors from this group will come and help you. So you have attained that for the ship. You have attained this sort of like you've obtained a story level up for Kyr Gugnak's narrative, I guess you could call it. Some of the items that you guys found last week.
Oh yeah, Lord. Oh my God, we have a giant carpet and a bunch of shit.
I'm gonna pull those up, right? Like, so, you know, I'm gonna hand wave the end of tonight's session here. I'm gonna kind of hand wave the, like, figuring shit out so that we can jump right back into the narrative, you know, next week. When you go to, let me get all this stuff pulled up. When you go to, like, identify all of that stuff. Macbeth.
What's up?
You got a diamond.
Yes.
Worth 5,000 gold pieces.
Oh my god.
You also got that box that you picked up. It contains 3 vaguely glowing crystalline like structures in like holders inside it. They are absolutely magical. They are not a thing that any of you know what they are or what they do or how to utilize them. Those are the 2 things that Brahm found. Sela, you picked up a carpet of flying.
What dimensions?
I'll have to pick it up. The one that will fit. I think it's a 6-person carpet.
The bigger they are, the slower they go. Yeah.
I think it's the 6-person one is the one. I'd have to go back and look, but I believe it is like the 6-person sized one. Also, after some investigation, you realize our carpet has like a hole in it. Like, that's weird. A perfectly square hole in it. And as you investigate, you realize that the perfectly square hole comes off. There was a portable hole attached to the flying carpet.
Oh, buddy.
Yo, wait, we can put Rowan in there so that her armor doesn't wait on the carpet.
Portable hole, mind you, is just a patch of fabric about yay big that can be attached to a surface and will allow you to like make a hole in things of a certain dimension. Nimue. You swiped what turns out to be a set of Efreeti chainmail. I see the furious Googling. And Thixus, I believe, did not swipe anything.
Wasn't able to.
In addition to all that, what's that?
He was too busy getting knocked unconscious.
He was getting knocked unconscious. So in addition to those are the specific items that you guys grabbed out of the Dragon's Hoard. You guys did also. Oh, Rowan, you got the helmet. Malark's. I said his name. Sorry. You got the helmet. And it had coins in it. But all of you, I also said like there was coins in the stuff that you got. Each of you also grabbed 200 gold pieces worth of like assorted coin.
Yeah. Doubling my money.
Wait, how much money?
200 gold pieces each.
Yo, Christy, I just linked you that armor. Holy shit.
What is the armor?
It's a... Just look at it. Just read it. Holy crap.
Okay, I'm looking.
If I'm looking at the Efreeti chain, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That is very good armor.
It is a set of +3.
And you can walk on molten rock.
Yeah, it's +3 armor. You can understand and speak primordial, which I don't think actually helps you because you already did.
I already did that. Yeah.
But you can walk on lava as if it were normal ground.
Is this cursed?
We'll
She's
find
gonna
out.
put that on. It's gonna like burn into her flesh.
Depending on how you guys want, I guess I'll say this. Depending on how you guys want to like say that you went about identifying some of this stuff, we can kind of resolve from there. Certainly with enough sort of experimentation on your own, you can resolve these things. If you choose to like tap your contacts within the Ordinum Libri, they can do more of the footwork on this for you and be able to tell you definitively whether something is cursed or not before they like tell you to put it on or whatever. But that is what you guys all found in the Dragon's Hoard. That is what you kind of accomplished from the side plot of Kyr Gugnak and Gugnak. And as I did tell you guys off stream last week, between here and now, as of the completion of this piece of the arc, you all level up. So with that, we will draw a close to tonight's episode. We will be back next Tuesday, as always, with the Fool's Errant, who are currently in the sort of in the midst of a jailbreak in the border town of Talmark, where they have linked up with one Raxus Thorn, an old compatriot of Alar's, who is a sort of a smuggler of people out of slavery in the Empire to freedom in Mithlande, who is willing to help them on their mission of breaking into the Empire and eventually getting to a place called the Estelgath. In exchange, he has asked them to break into Talmark's prison and release a pair of Ignean prisoners who are in there that he feels responsible for, as they were captured when all of this kicked off, as he had been in the process of trying to smuggle them out of the Empire. A couple, a halfling man and woman, who were trying to smuggle their way out of the Empire with their 2 children. Though he does not know the whereabouts of those children, he refuses to allow the pair of them to remain in the clutches of the Igneans, and has requested the Fool's Errant to spring them and get them to his care so that he might see them safely away. And then we'll return for the Pirates, where we will rejoin the main cast here as they deal with the ramifications of a dragon thought to be extinct for the last 2 millennia being unleashed upon Orahol once again. I don't think I have any other Probo announcements that need to be made off the top of my head. If anybody has anything they can think of, speak now or forever hold your pee. And other than that, thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. And as always, we will see you next Tuesday. Bye!
Love you, bye!